So very good evening friends, hope the revision is going on fine. Let's quickly check out few important things which is going to be very handy for you. So first one is section 194N. So in this case the specific thing that you should give more emphasis is in case that is if the income tax return has not been filed for the last 3 years and where there is the cash withdrawal is more than that is between 20 lakhs to 1 crore. So on in this scenario 2% will be deducted as TDS under section 194N. However, these are the various catches you should focus upon. In case if it is a cooperative society, then the threshold is 3 crore and not 1 crore. And in the next scenario, if it exceeds 1 crore, that is if the return is not filed and the withdrawal is more than 1 crore, then 5%. But in case of cooperative society, it is 3 crores instead of 1 crore. So I repeat, so if the withdrawal is between 20 lakhs to 1 crore other than cooperative society, then 2%. And in case of cooperative society, the threshold will be, so for example, cooperative society has not filed returns for the last 3 years and also it has withdrawn amount of 3.2 crores. In this case the TDS rate will be 5%. So moving on to the next, what are the few exceptions? So for example, in these are the scenarios, that is the exemption from requirement under TDS will apply provided certificate is furnished by authorized dealers and their franchise agent and sub agent and FFMC. All it is and not or, so all of them must submit and their franchise agent to the bank that withdrawal is only for the purpose specified above and no other purpose. This is very important, few minute things in 194N, because everyone will read the basic provision, but these are the various aspects that the institute tests. So moving on to the next, so what is meant by the nexus test? What is the threshold? The nexus test is, the threshold is if the market revenue threshold is between, that is euro 1 million for jurisdiction with an annual GDP greater than or equal to euro dollar 40 billion, and in case if it is greater than or equal to euro dollar 2.5 lakhs for jurisdiction with the annual GDP less than 40 billion. So that is first is 1 million if the annual GDP is more than 40, and next is if it is less than 40 billion, then it is equal to 250 billion. So nexus test is nothing but it is a rule applies to determine whether a jurisdiction qualifies for a, I repeat the catch term, qualifies for a profit reallocation under amount TA. So amount TA is allocated to the market jurisdiction only if the nexus exists. This is very important. So in the next page, amount I'm not touching upon amount allocation, amount TA computation, because I believe this is more important, so I'm giving focus on this. So but ensure as soon as you watch this, just see the computation once. So moving on to the next, so the rate, that is the STTR rates and the globe rates is also very important. So globe rules has introduced 15% as global minimum tax. I repeat, 15%. So it applies to the MNE groups with consolidated revenue of at least euro 750 million. So very important. I repeat, 15% global minimum tax and the consolidated revenue of at least, that is bare minimum, euro 750 million. In the previous case we saw billion, here it is million. So ideally I would recommend is quickly convert everything into either million or billion. That will be easy for you, but in case this is not the right time to do that, so keep going with this. So moving on to the last, so there we saw globe rules, that is 15%, but in the case of STTR, so STTR is subject to tax rule. So the STTR rate is 9%. That is very important. Don't mix or confuse. That is 15% globe rules. STTR rate is 9%. So these are the various things you should focus upon. And lastly, before we wrap it up, statement of financial transaction. So in case if the IT authority considers that there is any defect, and the defect will be that that person must rectify the defect within 30 days of such intimation. So a lot of chances for this kind of questions coming. And also, if any person, if he comes to know any inaccuracy or anything, any wrong in the data furnished, then within 10 days he should inform the IT authority. So I repeat, first one is 30 days, now is 10 days. So these are the various things that should be very handy for you. So we covered TDS and Nexus test, and also the miscellaneous as well. So these are various things you might tend to skip, but these are the minute areas where the ICA tends to test a lot. So keep these things in mind. All the reviews keep going. There is nothing to panic. Panic will only eat up your time. So just focus on what you have done and ensure before you finish, you wrap it up for the day, at least half an hour revise and recall everything you have covered so far. So keep going. Best wishes.